something brought you here tonight. Not curiosity, not boredom, not the algorithm. Something deeper than any of those things. Something older than any of those things. A part of you that has been waiting, quietly, patiently, for this exact moment to arrive. And I need you to hear what I am about to say, not with your mind, not with your logic, not with the part of you that analyzes and doubts and questions everything into paralysis. I need you to hear this with the part of you that already knows, the part that has always known. Because what I am about to share with you tonight is not information. It is not motivation. It is not another video you watch and forget by morning. This is an activation. And for some of you, this is the last time it will be offered in this way. Now I know how that sounds. I know the mind immediately wants to resist that. Last chance. Who says that? That sounds like pressure, like manipulation, like urgency manufactured to make you feel something you would not otherwise feel. And I understand that response. I respect that response. The world has taught you to be skeptical because the world has lied to you so many times. But here is what I need you to consider. What if the urgency you feel right now is not coming from me? What if it is coming from within you? What if that tightness in your chest, that strange alertness, that feeling of something is different about tonight? What if that is not anxiety? What if that is recognition? What if something inside you is saying, yes, finally, this is it? Because there is a mechanism within consciousness itself, a threshold, a tipping point that most people never learn about. And once you understand it, everything about your life up to this moment will make a different kind of sense. Every delay, every near miss, every time you almost changed but did not. Every night you lay awake knowing you were meant for something more but could not quite reach it. All of it has been leading here. Not to this video specifically, but to the understanding this video carries, to the frequency it transmits, to the shift it makes possible if, and only if, you are willing to stay present with it from beginning to end. So here is what I am asking. Give me this one night. Not your belief, not your agreement, just your presence. Just your willingness to listen without defending against what you hear. Let the words land where they need to land. Let them bypass the gatekeeper of your rational mind and reach the deeper architecture of your being. Because that is where the real change happens. Not in understanding, in receiving. Let us begin with something that quantum physics revealed decades ago, but that most people still have not truly absorbed into their lived experience. The observer changes the observed. This is not metaphor. This is not philosophy dressed up as science. This is experimental, repeatable, documented reality. When consciousness meets possibility, possibility collapses into form. When you observe a quantum system, you do not merely witness what is already there. You participate in determining what becomes there. The act of looking is the act of creating. Now hold that. Do not rush past it. Do not let familiarity dull the staggering implications of what that means. Because if observation shapes reality at the quantum level, and you are made of quantum systems, trillions upon trillions of them, then the way you observe your own life is not passive, it is generative. The way you look at your past generates your past. The way you look at your future generates your future. The way you look at yourself in this moment, right now, tonight, is literally constructing the version of you that exists. And here is where it gets uncomfortable. Most people are observing themselves through a lens that was installed by someone else. By parents who meant well but were wounded. By teachers who were themselves taught to conform. By a culture that profits from your smallness, your insecurity, your perpetual sense of not enough. You have been looking at yourself through a distorted lens, and then wondering why the reality you see looks distorted. You have been collapsing possibility into the same limited forms over and over again, because the observer, you, has been locked into a pattern of observation that was never yours to begin with. This is not your fault. Let me say that clearly. This is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. And there is a profound difference between those two things. Fault looks backward. Responsibility looks forward. Fault assigns blame. Responsibility claims power. And tonight, right now, in this moment, you are being invited to claim a kind of power that most people will spend their entire lives avoiding. Not because they cannot handle it, but because they do not know it exists. Let that truth settle, and consider what it opens. Have you spent years chasing manifestation, visualizing, affirming, raising your vibration, only to watch the same patterns repeat? Every traditional method assumes the same thing, that you are separate from what you want. That separation was never real. You were chasing a signal you were already broadcasting. Beyond the frequencies, a quantum guide to consciousness mastery walks through all 9 frequencies. From the dense transmissions trapping you, through the ascending currents, to the master frequencies where consciousness becomes the field. Every method you tried sent a signal outward. This one tunes the signal you already are. Every day you delay, your nervous system broadcasts the same old signal, and breaking free gets harder. So move on it tonight. The link is in the pinned comment below. Now back to the power waiting to be claimed. There is a concept in quantum field theory called vacuum energy. Empty space, what appears to be nothing, is actually teeming with potential. Every cubic centimeter of what looks like void is vibrating with more energy than all the matter in the observable universe. Nothing is the most powerful something there is. Emptiness is fullness waiting to be directed. And you, in the moments when you feel most empty, most lost, most like nothing is working, and nothing will ever work, you are not depleted. You are at maximum potential. You are the vacuum before creation. You are the silence before the word that speaks worlds into existence. But here is what no one tells you about potential. It has a window. Not because the universe is cruel, not because some cosmic clock is ticking down to punish you for taking too long. The window exists because consciousness evolves. You evolve, and the version of you that is available for a particular activation tonight may not be the version of you that exists tomorrow. Not because you will be less, but because you will be different. The constellation of your awareness, your readiness, your openness, the specific configuration of your emotional and energetic state right now in this moment. This configuration is unique. It has never existed before. It will never exist again in exactly this way, and certain doorways in consciousness only open for certain configurations. If this is resonating with you, if you can feel something stirring as you listen, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so these transmissions can continue to find you when you need them most. Think of it like a combination lock. The tumblers of your being have been slowly clicking into place your entire life. Every experience, every heartbreak, every moment of confusion, every flash of clarity, each one turned a tumbler. And tonight, right now, the last tumbler is clicking. The lock is about to open, but only if you are present for it. Only if you do not turn away at the exact moment the door swings wide. This is what I mean by last chance. Not that the universe will abandon you. Never that. The universe cannot abandon you because you are the universe experiencing itself. But this particular doorway, this specific portal of transformation, it is available now, tonight. In the configuration of consciousness you currently hold. And if you let it pass, you will not lose everything. But you will lose this. This specific opportunity to shift at this specific depth in this specific way. And something in you knows that. Something in you has known it all day, maybe all week, maybe longer. That restlessness you have been feeling. That sense of something approaching. That was not anxiety. That was preparation. Your deeper self was getting you ready for tonight. Let me take you deeper now. There is a phenomenon in physics called phase transition. It is what happens when a system shifts from one state to another. Water becoming ice, ice becoming water, water becoming steam. And what is fascinating about phase transitions is that they do not happen gradually. They appear to from the outside. The temperature rises degree by degree, and everything seems the same. And then suddenly, at one precise degree, everything changes. The water does not slowly become steam. It remains water right up until the moment it becomes something entirely different. The transformation is instantaneous, even though the preparation was gradual. You have been in preparation for years, maybe for decades. Maybe if you believe as I do, that consciousness extends beyond a single lifetime, maybe for much longer than that. Every book you read, every practice you tried, every meditation you sat through wondering if anything was happening, every moment of suffering you endured and somehow survived, every dark night of the soul that did not destroy you but did not seem to transform you either. All of it was raising your temperature degree by degree. All of it was moving you toward your phase transition. And the reason nothing seemed to change, the reason you kept feeling stuck despite all the work you were doing, is because that is exactly how phase transitions work. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Everything changes. You have been in the nothing changes part. And I am telling you, with everything in me, that tonight is the everything changes part, if you let it be. But letting it be is not passive. This is where so many seekers get lost. They hear about surrender, and they think it means doing nothing. They hear about allowing, and they think it means waiting. They hear about trust, and they think it means hoping. But true surrender is the most active thing a human being can do. True surrender is the conscious, deliberate, moment-by-moment choice to release the grip of the small self so that the larger intelligence can move through you. It is not collapse. It is expansion. It is not giving up. It is giving over. There is a universe of difference between those two things. And the giving over I am asking of you tonight is specific. I am asking you to give over the story. The story you have been telling yourself about who you are, what you are capable of, what is possible for you, what you deserve, what you have earned, what you have ruined, what you have missed. That story, the one that runs on a loop so constant you have mistaken it for your own voice. That story is not you. It was never you. It is a program. A sophisticated, deeply embedded, emotionally charged program that has been running your operating system for so long that you forgot you are not the program. You are the one who can observe the program. You are the awareness in which the program runs. And awareness, true awareness, has the power to rewrite any program it can clearly see. I want to ask you something. What is the one story, the one loop, that has held you captive the longest? Drop it in the comments below. Not to analyze it, to release it, to let it leave your body through your fingertips and exist outside of you for the first time. So let us see it clearly. Right now. Tonight. What is the story? Not the surface story, not the version you tell other people, not the polished narrative you have constructed to make sense of your pain. The real story. The one underneath. The one that whispers in the dark when you cannot sleep. The one that says you are too late, too broken, too far gone, too old, too young, too damaged, too much, not enough. The one that says other people can transform, but not you. Other people can heal, but not you. Other people do miracles, but not you. That one. Can you feel it? Can you feel how it lives in your body, not just your mind? It is in your shoulders, your jaw, your stomach, your chest. It has taken up residence in your tissues, your fascia, your nervous system. It is not just a thought. It is a physical architecture of limitation built into your very cells. And here is the most important thing I will say tonight. That architecture can be dismantled, not over years of therapy, not over decades of practice, not someday when conditions are right. Now, tonight, in a single moment of genuine, total, embodied recognition. Because the architecture was never built from truth. It was built from repetition. It was built from a lie told so many times that your body learned to hold the shape of it. And when you see a lie clearly, completely, without flinching, without defending, without explaining it away, the lie cannot survive your seeing. Illusion cannot withstand the direct gaze of consciousness. It is like bringing a candle into a dark room. You do not have to fight the darkness. You do not have to push it out. You do not have to understand where it came from or why it was there. You simply bring light, and darkness ceases to exist. Not because it was defeated, because it was never real. It was only the absence of what you are now bringing. You are the light. That is not poetry. That is not spiritual platitude. That is the literal physics of consciousness. Awareness illuminates. And what it illuminates, it transforms. Not by force, by presence. So I want you to do something right now, wherever you are, whatever position you are in. I want you to take a breath, not a normal breath, a conscious breath, a breath that you choose rather than one that simply happens to you. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Feel your lungs expand. Feel your ribs open. Feel the air reach the very bottom of your belly and hold it there. Not with tension, with attention. Just hold the fullness for a moment and then release. Slowly, completely. Let everything go. Not just the air. Everything. Every thought you were holding, every worry, every plan, every memory, every expectation about what this video is or is not going to do for you. Let it all go with the breath, and in that emptiness, that momentary vacuum, feel what is there. Not nothing, something, a presence, a hum, a warmth, an aliveness that has nothing to do with your circumstances, nothing to do with your story, nothing to do with your past or your future. It is just here. It is just you, the you underneath the you that you have been performing, the you that existed before your name, before your wounds, before your beliefs, before your personality crystallized around a set of experiences and called itself an identity. This you does not need to be fixed because it was never broken. This you does not need to be found because it was never lost. It has been here, beneath everything, waiting for you to stop looking elsewhere and simply notice what has always been present. This is the activation I am speaking of, not something added to you, something revealed within you, not a new power. The recognition of a power so fundamental, so intrinsic, so woven into the fabric of your being that you overlooked it the way a fish overlooks water. You have been swimming in your own potential your entire life and wondering why you feel wet. Now let me tell you what happens when this activation takes hold, because it is not what most people expect. Most people imagine transformation as a dramatic event. Lightning bolts, burning bushes, a moment so unmistakable that doubt becomes impossible. And sometimes it happens that way. But more often, the deepest transformations are quiet. They are subtle. They are a shift in the quality of your attention rather than a change in your circumstances. You wake up the next morning and the world looks the same, but you do not see it the same way. The problems are still there, but your relationship to them. The challenges remain, but your capacity to meet them has expanded. It is as if someone adjusted the lens through which you perceive everything, just slightly, just a few degrees, but those few degrees change the entire landscape. In chaos theory, this is called sensitive dependence on initial conditions. The butterfly effect. A tiny change in one variable can cascade into massive changes across an entire system, and consciousness works the same way. A small shift in how you observe, in the quality of your presence, in the depth of your awareness. That small shift ripples outward into every area of your life. Your relationships begin to change because you are no longer bringing the same unconscious patterns to them. Your health begins to shift because your nervous system is no longer locked in the same stress response. Your creativity opens because you are no longer filtering every impulse through the same grid of fear and self-doubt. Your abundance changes because you are no longer vibrating at the frequency of scarcity and lack. Everything shifts. Not because you forced anything to change, but because you changed the observer. And when the observer changes, the observed must follow. That is not belief. That is physics. But here is where I need to be honest with you about something that most teachers in this space will not say. The shift is not comfortable. It is not supposed to be comfortable. Comfort is the domain of the known, and transformation by definition is a movement into the unknown. When a caterpillar enters the chrysalis, it does not gently rearrange itself into a butterfly. It dissolves completely. It becomes liquid. Everything it was, every structure, every cell, every system that defined its existence as a caterpillar, all of it breaks down into an undifferentiated soup of potential. And from that soup, from that total dissolution of the former self, something entirely new emerges, something that can fly. But the caterpillar had to lose everything it knew about itself to become what it was always meant to be. And that is what is being asked of you tonight. Not to rearrange the furniture of your current identity, not to add new beliefs on top of old ones, not to put a fresh coat of paint on the same crumbling structure. You are being asked to dissolve, to let the old architecture of self come apart, to enter the space between who you were and who you are becoming, and to trust that space even though it feels like nothing, even though it feels like falling, even though every survival mechanism in your body is screaming at you to grab onto something familiar and hold on. Do not hold on. Not tonight. Tonight, let go. Let the dissolution happen. Let the old stories liquefy. Let the old patterns melt. Let the version of you that was built from other people's expectations and your own fear and the accumulated weight of every compromise you ever made with your own truth. Let that version of you rest. It has worked so hard. It has carried so much. It has done its best with what it had. Honor it, thank it, and then let it go. Because what is waiting on the other side of that release is something your current self cannot even imagine. Not because it is beyond you, because it is so deeply you, so essentially you, so purely you that the mind, which only knows you through the filter of limitation, has no reference point for it. Tell me in the comments, what is the one thing you are finally ready to let go of tonight? Name it. Speak it into existence outside of yourself so it no longer has to live inside you. There is a concept in quantum mechanics called quantum tunneling. A particle encounters a barrier that, according to classical physics, it should not be able to pass through. It does not have enough energy. The wall is too thick. The odds are impossible. And yet, the particle passes through anyway. Not by going over the barrier, not by going around it. It tunnels directly through what should be impenetrable. It appears on the other side as if the barrier never existed. And when physicists first discovered this, it shattered their understanding of what was possible, because it meant that the limitations they assumed were absolute were actually probabilistic. The barrier was real, but it was not final. The wall existed, but it was not solid in the way they thought. And something with the right quantum properties could move through it as if it were not there. You are that particle. And the barriers in your life, the ones that seem so solid, so permanent, so absolutely immovable, they are not what they appear to be. They are probabilistic, not absolute. They are dense, but they are not impenetrable. And the right shift in your quantum state, the right change in the frequency of your consciousness, allows you to tunnel through what has been blocking you as if it were never there. Not by fighting it, not by forcing it, by becoming the version of yourself for whom that barrier simply does not exist, because at a different frequency, it does not. This is why I said this is your last chance in this particular form. Because the frequency you are at right now, tonight, after everything you have been through, after every lesson and every loss, and every late night wondering if any of this is real, this frequency is the exact frequency required to tunnel through your specific barrier. Tomorrow, you will be at a different frequency. Not worse. Different. And different means a different set of possibilities, a different set of barriers, a different set of tunneling opportunities. But the one that is available right now, the one your entire life has been preparing you for, this one is here tonight. and it requires your full participation to activate. Let me tell you what full participation means. It does not mean trying harder. It does not mean concentrating more intensely. It does not mean forcing yourself into some elevated state through sheer willpower. Full participation means full presence. It means being here, completely, without reservation, without one foot in the past, and one foot in the future, and no feet in the now. It means letting this moment be enough. Not the moment you think should be happening, not the moment you wish were happening. This moment. Exactly as it is, with all its imperfection, all its uncertainty, all its rawness. This moment is the portal. Not a better moment, not a more spiritual moment, not a moment when you finally feel ready. This one, the one you are in right now, the one where you might still have doubt, the one where part of you is still wondering if this is real. Even this moment, with all its messiness, is the doorway. Especially this moment, because this moment is honest, and honesty is the frequency that opens every lock. I want to go deeper still, because there is a layer beneath everything I have said so far that most people never reach. Not because it is hidden, because it is too close. It is like trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. The thing you are looking for is the thing that is looking. And that paradox, that beautiful, maddening, liberating paradox, is the key to everything. You have been searching for transformation as if it were something outside of you, a technique to learn, a frequency to achieve, a state to reach, a level to attain. And every time you reached for it, it seemed to move further away. Not because it was running from you, because reaching for it was the very movement that created the distance. You cannot reach for what you already are. You can only recognize it. You can only stop and look and see what has been here all along, hiding in plain sight, disguised as the ordinary, unremarkable, seemingly insignificant fact of your own awareness. Awareness. That is it. That is the whole secret. Not a special kind of awareness. Not enlightened awareness or expanded awareness or higher awareness. Just awareness. The simple, ever-present fact that you are conscious, that you know that you exist, that there is something it is like to be you right now. Reading these words, hearing this voice, feeling whatever you are feeling. That awareness, that basic, fundamental, irreducible awareness, is the creative force of the universe expressing itself as you. It is not something you have. It is something you are. And when you stop trying to use awareness as a tool to get somewhere, and instead recognize that awareness is the destination you have been seeking, everything inverts. The seeker becomes the found. The question becomes the answer. The journey reveals itself to have been the arrival all along. Pause with that. Do not move past it. Let it land in the deepest part of you. You are not on your way to becoming something. You are something pretending to be on its way. The pretending has been so convincing, so thorough, so supported by every external message you have ever received, that you forgot it was a performance. But performances end. And tonight, this performance is ending. Not with applause, not with fanfare, with silence. With the quiet, profound, world-altering silence of a being who has finally stopped performing and started being. Now let me address the fear, because it is here. I can feel it through the screen. The fear that says, what if I let go and nothing catches me? What if I dissolve and nothing reforms? What if I stop performing and there is nothing underneath the performance? What if the emptiness is just empty? That fear is valid. It is the most human fear there is. It is the fear of annihilation, of non-existence, of discovering that the self you have built is all there is, and that beneath it lies nothing. And I will not dismiss that fear or pretend it is not real. It is real. It is powerful. It has kept you alive in situations where being alive required holding on to any sense of self, even a false one, even a painful one, because something felt better than nothing. But I will tell you what exists on the other side of that fear, because I am not speaking theoretically. On the other side of the fear of nothing is the experience of everything. On the other side of the terror of dissolution is the ecstasy of expansion. On the other side of losing yourself is finding yourself in a way so total, so complete, so overwhelmingly real that every previous version of finding yourself looks like a shadow on a wall. The fear is the last guardian at the gate. It is not trying to stop you. It is trying to make sure you are ready. And the way you prove you are ready is not by conquering the fear. It is by walking forward with the fear, by saying, yes, I am afraid, and yes, I am going anyway. By letting the fear be there and not letting it be in charge. There is a teaching from the ancient mystics that says the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And this is not just spiritual poetry. This maps directly onto what neuroscience tells us about the relationship between the amygdala, the brain's fear center, and the prefrontal cortex, the brain's center of higher awareness. When you move toward what you fear with conscious awareness rather than reactive avoidance, you literally rewire the neural pathways that have kept you trapped in survival mode. You create new connections between the ancient brain that wants to keep you safe and the evolved brain that wants to help you grow. And those new connections do not just change how you think. They change how you perceive reality itself. They change what your brain allows you to see. Because here is something most people do not know. Your brain filters out far more information than it lets in. It has to. The amount of data available in any given moment is so astronomically vast that if you perceived all of it, you would be overwhelmed into paralysis. So your brain selects, it curates, it shows you a tiny slice of reality and presents it as the whole picture. And what determines what it selects? Your beliefs, your expectations, your habitual emotional states, your identity. Your brain shows you a reality that confirms who you think you are, which means that when you change who you think you are, your brain begins to show you a different reality. Not metaphorically, literally. Different opportunities become visible. Different connections become apparent. Different possibilities that were always there but were being filtered out by your old identity suddenly appear as if from nowhere. People call this manifestation. People call this the law of attraction. People call this miracles. But it is simpler than any of those frameworks suggest. It is just what happens when the filter changes. When the observer shifts, the observed shifts with it. When you change the lens, you change the world. And tonight, the lens is changing. Whether you feel it yet or not, whether you believe it yet or not. The very act of being present with these words, of allowing them into your field, of not turning away, is recalibrating something deep within your perceptual system. You do not have to do anything with this. You do not have to try to make it work. You do not have to achieve some special state. You just have to stay. Stay present. Stay open. Stay here. Let me give you something now. A practice. Not a practice to do later. A practice to do now, in this moment, as you listen. It is the simplest thing in the world, and it is the hardest thing in the world, and those two facts are not contradictory. Close your eyes if you can. If you cannot, soften your gaze. Let the visual world blur and recede. Bring your attention to the center of your chest. Not to any idea about your chest. Not to any concept of heart or chakra or energy center. Just to the physical sensation of the space behind your sternum. Feel the warmth there. Feel the subtle pulse. Feel the aliveness of that space. Now, without trying to change anything, without trying to add anything, without trying to create any particular experience, simply ask that space one question. What am I when I stop pretending? Do not answer with your mind. Let the answer come from the space itself. It may come as a feeling. It may come as a color. It may come as a single word. It may come as silence. However it comes, let it come. And whatever it is, let it be enough. Stay with that for a moment. Do not rush. Do not move on. Stay with whatever arose. Even if it was nothing, especially if it was nothing. Because nothing, as we discussed, is the most powerful something there is, the vacuum state, the field of infinite potential. If nothing arose, you have just touched the source of everything. That is not failure. That abd is so, is the deepest success possible. Now, with whatever you received from that inquiry, whether it was a feeling or a word or a silence, I want you to make a decision, not a decision of the mind, a decision of the being, a decision that does not require reasons or justifications or evidence or permission. I want you to decide right now that the old story is over. Not that it was wrong, not that it was wasted, not that you need to reject or resent the years you spent living it, just that it is complete. It has served its purpose. It brought you here, to this moment, to this threshold, and now it is done. Like a book you have finished reading, you do not burn the book. You do not pretend you never read it. You simply close it, set it down, and open the next one. The next book of your life begins tonight. And unlike the previous volumes, this one is not written by your past. It is not written by your wounds. It is not written by other people's expectations or society's definitions of who you should be. This one is written by the awareness that just answered your question, by the presence that lives in the center of your chest, by the intelligence that is so vast, so creative, so unimaginably powerful, that it literally dreamed the universe into existence and then pretended to forget it was the dreamer, so it could have the experience of waking up. You are waking up. That is what is happening right now. Not in some future moment when conditions are perfect. Now, in the imperfect, uncertain, beautifully messy now. And the waking up is not a single event. It is a continuous choice. A choice you will make again tomorrow morning, and again tomorrow night, and again the morning after that. But the first choice, the choice that makes all subsequent choices possible, that one happens now. That one happens tonight. That is why tonight matters. Not because the universe is giving you an ultimatum, because you are giving yourself permission. Finally, fully. Without conditions or caveats or escape clauses. You are saying yes to the version of yourself that has been waiting in the wings of your own consciousness, ready to step onto the stage of your life, ready to live as what you truly are rather than what you were taught to pretend to be. And here is what I want you to understand about that version of you. It is not a fantasy. It is not a visualization exercise. It is not a goal or an aspiration or a someday possibility. It is the most real thing about you, more real than your name, more real than your history, more real than your body, more real than any experience you have ever had. Because every experience you have ever had arose within it and passed within it, and it remained unchanged. It is the screen on which every movie of your life has played. The movies changed. The screen never did. You are the screen. You have always been the screen. And tonight, you are remembering that. In quantum physics, there is something called the measurement problem. It is one of the deepest unsolved mysteries in all of science. It asks a simple question. What causes possibility to become actuality? What makes the wave function collapse? What turns the infinite potential of the quantum field into the specific, concrete, definite reality we experience? And after nearly a century of debate, the most honest answer physics can give is this: we do not know. But every experiment points in the same direction. Consciousness. Observation. The presence of an aware being making a measurement. It is as if the universe requires a witness in order to become real, as if reality itself is a collaboration between the field of possibility and the consciousness that observes it. You are that consciousness, and tonight, you are making a new measurement. You are observing yourself in a new way. And by observing yourself in a new way, you are collapsing a new possibility into actuality. You are choosing from the infinite field of who you could be, a version of yourself that is more aligned, more authentic, more powerful, more free than anything you have previously allowed yourself to become. And the universe, which has been waiting for this measurement, which has been holding all possibilities open for you, is ready to collapse around your new observation. It is ready to reorganize itself to match the new frequency you are emitting. Not eventually, not someday. Now. In the quantum world, collapse is instantaneous, and you are a quantum being having a human experience. The collapse can be instantaneous for you too. But you have to commit to the observation. You have to keep looking at the new version. You have to keep choosing it, moment after moment, even when the old reality tries to reassert itself. And it will try. The old patterns will pull. The old thoughts will return. The old emotions will surge. Not because the transformation did not work, because transformation is not a single event. It is a new orientation, and every time you choose the new orientation over the old pattern, you strengthen the new neural pathway, you reinforce the new frequency, you make the new reality more solid and the old one more transparent. Until one day, and that day comes sooner than you think, the new reality is simply where you live, and the old one is a memory that no longer has the power to pull you back. I want to speak now to the part of you that is tired. Not physically tired, though you may be that too. Soul tired. The part that has been trying for so long. The part that has read the books and done the meditations and said the affirmations and visualized the future and tried so hard to believe and still found itself lying awake at 3 a.m, wondering why nothing has changed. I see that part of you. I honor that part of you. And I want to tell that part something it desperately needs to hear. It was not wasted. None of it was wasted. Every practice you did, even the ones that seemed to produce no result, was building something you could not see. Every meditation was laying a brick in a foundation you could not perceive. Every affirmation was sending a signal into a field that was listening even when you thought it was not. And the reason you could not see the results is the same reason you cannot see a building being constructed underground. The foundation is invisible until the structure rises above the surface, and your structure is about to rise. Tonight, the foundation is complete. The underground work is done, and what emerges now will astonish you, not because it is foreign, because it is familiar, because it is what you have always known. In your deepest heart, you were meant to build. The tiredness you feel is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of completion. It is the exhaustion that comes at the end of a long labor, right before the birth. It is the final darkness before the dawn. And I know you have heard that before. I know it sounds like every other promise that was not kept. But feel into your body right now. Feel the difference between this moment and all those other moments when someone told you change was coming. There is something different tonight. Something in the field has shifted. Something in you has shifted. You can feel it if you let yourself. A subtle vibration, a quiet knowing, a sense that this time, it is real. Trust that feeling. Not because I am telling you to. Trust it because it is coming from the deepest, most reliable source of knowing you possess. It is coming from the same intelligence that beats your heart without your conscious effort, that heals your wounds without your instruction, that breathes you while you sleep. That intelligence has never lied to you. It has never led you astray. It has been guiding you, silently, invisibly, through every twist and turn of your life, bringing you to exactly this point. And now it is speaking clearly enough for you to hear. Listen, not with your ears, with your being. Listen with every cell of your body. Listen with the space between your thoughts. Listen with the silence that lives beneath all sound. What does it say? It says you are ready. It says you have always been ready. It says the only thing that was ever missing was your willingness to believe that nothing was missing. Let that land. Let it sink through every layer of doubt and defense and self-protection. Let it reach the place in you that has been holding its breath for years, waiting for permission to exhale. You have permission. Exhale. Let it go. All of it. The waiting is over. The preparation is complete. The moment is here. And if this transmission has reached that deep place in you, consider sharing it with someone you know who is standing at their own threshold tonight. When you share something that carries this frequency, you do not just pass along a video. You create a ripple in the field of collective consciousness that amplifies the shift for both of you, reinforcing your own activation while opening a doorway for someone else. That is how transformation scales beyond the individual. Or come back to this yourself tomorrow morning. Let these words reset your frequency before the world has a chance to pull you back into the old pattern. And so I ask you now, in this sacred space between one breath and the next, between who you were and who you are becoming, between the old world and the new one that is crystallizing around you even as you listen to these words. I ask you to make a choice, not a small choice, not a conditional choice, not a choice you can take back tomorrow when the fear returns. A choice so total, so complete, so absolute that it rewrites the code of your being from the ground up. Choose yourself, not the self you were taught to be, not the self that others approve of, not the self that fits neatly into the categories the world has prepared for you. The self that has no category. The self that cannot be contained by any label or limited by any definition. The self that is consciousness itself, wearing your face, breathing your breath, living your life, waiting to be recognized and claimed and unleashed. Choose that self. Tonight. Now. With everything you have and everything you are and everything you are about to become. And then watch. Watch what happens when a human being stops fighting their own nature and starts flowing with it. Watch what happens when the river stops trying to be a mountain and remembers that its power is in its movement, its fluidity, its willingness to find the path of least resistance, not because it is weak, but because it is wise. Watch what happens when you stop pushing against life and start moving with the current that has been trying to carry you all along. Miracles happen, not the supernatural kind, though those may come too. The natural kind, the kind that were always supposed to happen. The kind that are your birthright. The kind that are simply what occurs when a being comes into alignment with its own deepest nature.